People in accidents want to know how much their case is worth. The typical question goes like this. Guy, I have a herniated disc in my neck. What's my case worth? Hang on for a moment and I'll give you my thoughts and settlement range for a cervical herniated disc in the state of Florida. Hi, I'm Dr. Guy DiMartino, a Florida car accident lawyer and author of A Guide to Florida Car Accident Cases. If you would like to know what a herniated disc is and what the common symptoms associated with a herniated disc are, you'll have to check out one of my other videos. Today we are going to talk about a herniated disc case's value. And in order to understand what's going on in 2013, we have to go back and look at the past regarding herniated disc cases. Before MRI came into vogue in the late 1980s and early 1990s, the imaging studies used to see if there was a disc injury were CT or computerized tomography or myelograms. They didn't do a great job of visualizing the disc and other surrounding soft tissue structures of the spine. MRI, when it came into vogue, and even today, is the diagnostic test of choice for the disc, the spinal cord, and other soft tissue structures being ligaments and muscles of the spine. So when MRI became prevalent, radiologists were diagnosing herniated discs, and insurance companies would pitch their insurance limits as fast as they received the MRI report. So let us wind forward the clock, fast forward to 2013, the here and now. Insurance companies are not that impressed with herniated discs on MRI. So the question is not whether there is a herniated disc. The question needs to be, how is the herniated disc impacting you, the person who was injured? Is the herniated disc pushing on a nerve structure? If it is, it can manifest one or two ways. The first is what we call a peripheral manifestation, and that's what we call cervical radiculopathy, and that would be if it's in the neck, pain, weakness, discomfort going down into the arm, into the periphery. The other is if the herniated disc itself is impacting the spinal cord, and that is called myelopathy, and that has another pain pattern and shows itself in a different way. It is not my preference to give value of a case based on a diagnosis, because each and every person is an individual and each and every case has its own set of facts. But with all that being equal, here goes. The typical settlement for a one-level cervical herniated disc, which was treated with surgery, usually a fusion, but now a new procedure called a disc replacement is coming into vogue, without a dispute over fault or prior injuries. Ready? Somewhere between $125,000 and $200,000. It could be less, it could be much more, depending upon how the accident and the injuries impacted the individual person. This is why it is so important to discuss all these issues with a lawyer who does this type of work, because you really can't settle cases based on diagnosis. Insurance companies want to do that. Insurance companies want to go ahead and say, oh, okay, cervical strain, $10,000, knee strain, $5,000, herniated disc, $100,000, blah, 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 blah. But things in the real world don't work that way. Because what drives the value of any personal injury case is the impact to the person, to the individual, and we are all individuals. If you have any questions about a herniated disc case, you can always give me a call. You can shoot me an email. You can visit my website and blog. My name is Dr. Guy DiMartino, and I'm meeting you at the intersection of law and medicine.